What I thought OLDC would be, I edited the title screen, Are You Happy, You Bullies? Marginally, I guess? What I thought OLDC would be. Main exit made entirely from resources available, in some form, prior to 2010. I already like this a bit. This is an interesting choice. Is there Spite? Well, absolutely. Thwomp Cave Fort and OK Lifeform. Well, I only have 3 lives. Let's go to the OK Lifeform and see how OK it is. Yeah, this sure is an OK Lifeform. Yeah, I'd say it's more than okay. I actually kind of like this. Here we go. Whee! I liked that. That was fun. If that'd been the entire level, I'd be really pleased with that. It's not, though. Alright, let's check out the Thwomp Cave Fort. It did look like fart, though. Let's be honest with ourselves. You wanted some really, well, mildly neat ASM gimmick instead? Come back here with all the dragon coins. Okay. Oh boy, those blocks. I sure love those blocks. Those are my favorite blocks. Alright, well. Alright, you had me there. Wasn't ready for that. Wasn't ready for that. Okay, so I need all the dragon coins in order to see something. So I'm going to assume the dragon coin, that's a dragon coin door. Not the most commonest type of door, but you know. Alright, I'm going to take a shell with me. See? It already came in handy. The standard player's instinct to grab a shell and to hold on to it for dear life. Point of advice. You can use these blocks while crouched or carrying an item. Cool. Eh? Oh, that was not a smart move. Well played. Well played. I'm not gonna lie, I actually like that a fair bit. I expect to be soft-locked, but no, I'm dead. That is a tremendous improvement. Not a huge fan of that, though. Good anti-soft lock, yeah. It's one of those weird things that happens from time to time, but it's like in the moderator's wheelhouse to check. Alright, what's gonna kill me down here now? Oh, look, a hammer brother. You know, I was proud of that for a moment. This person knows what they're doing, but seemed to be angry about the concept of the contest, I think. Oh, is the ad still on? Oh, whoops. I didn't even realize that was still going. CLDC humor? Yeah. Got Matt left those on for like an hour. What am I aiming for? Not that! Thinking about the concept of OLDC, which is fair. It's true. It's true. It's enough ads. At least for a bit. Can I spin jump? That was the next thing I was gonna check. Gonna check a friendlier one instead. Need to find a friendlier one first, of course. No. I want to break from ads for a little bit. There's a lot of ads in the lightning and in the rain. Okay, fine, whatever. Still always get hit by that. What's up, Weregoose? How you doing? What am I doing? What? No, I don't want... No one wanted that. I got distracted by ads. I do think I need to make it at some point, like, not possible for someone to just, like, turn on 14 hours of ads. It does get a little bit annoying at times. But at least, I think, for this particular level, it's not a terrible thing. What? That's a new one. Alright. I cannot spin jump off of these. Oh, for Pete's sake. Well, I can't clip through here either. Hard cap 45 minutes. Yeah, that might be it. Like, I'm not sure. It's one of those things where establishing a policy for that would just be tricky. And honestly, I do want people to, like, remove points from the economy. Because, damn, there's a lot of points in the economy. I really do think that, like, Twitch has let us down with respect to how that should work. Like, I feel I should know roughly how many points are out in the economy. I understand why they don't want to tell me that, but, like, how can I make good plans about what should cost what without knowing that information? I friggin' hate hammers. And he turned around. 500k is not much. No, 500k is not much. Yeah, 1.9. Daiso, you tend to burn more of the money lambdas on things. To be fair, there was at least a sink out of the world for a little bit, but haven't done anything with that in a while. Okay, fine, I'll do it the way you want me to, level. These are not my favorite of blocks, I can tell you that much. That's... Are you tired of pretending you don't? It's amusing to me that's literally the only thing anybody knows about from that Joker movie. 11. Jesus. That is a lot. Like I said, it'd be useful to know for planning things, but... one of these days, I'll come up with a better point sync. Dagnabbit. Strange, you can see how long a user has had their account in chat but not in their profile. That is a little weird. Though the Joker and his mom have a pillow fight and she loses. You've actually watched... I have never seen anything other than that. I'm tired of pretending it's not. That's the only thing I know about that film. Just like for that Harley Quinn film, all I know is that she has an egg sandwich. Because I watched the Binging with Babish episode about the egg sandwich. Because he made an egg sandwich. Apparently the actress who plays the Harley Quinn in that one, allergic to chicken eggs. So they use duck eggs for the scene, which I think is kind of an interesting tidbit. Like, it's literally trivia. I thought I'd slide longer. In the sense that it is useless knowledge. Oh. Other than we live in a society. Yeah, did not see that. Honestly, and I've said this for like the last 5 years, I'm basically just kind of burnt out on superhero movies. I just can't care. Superhero movies ended with Avengers Endgame 2, and that was it. There aren't any more. We don't need that as a concept anymore. It's over. Go home. Joker definitely was a superhero. You know what I mean, though? Like, It's in the superhero genre. It's part of the DC cinematic universe. Blah 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 blah. I don't need more of that. I don't need 500 friggin' movies to watch to understand why something's happening. I don't need another origin of Superman movie. Like, they don't exist. It's done. We don't need them anymore. Alfred! The first time I did that so well, and every subsequent time I've done it poorly. Yeah, you can definitely see those. Didn't see that coming. Knew a Superman movie wasn't an origin? I guess not. I don't know. Like I said, I just can't care about it anymore. The genre is over to me. Just like... I need to remember to wait. This whole level is predicated upon waiting to get into these pipes. I keep forgetting that every single time I go through a pipe. That was cool. Hold left. Usually I don't walk forward so much. Shazam? That was a movie. Repo Man? That was a superhero movie that I'd watch again, maybe. Keep forgetting. Go. You know, if I'd slid, when you're sliding, would you also interrupt a moving shell? Super Mario's a superhero? Not really. He's a plumber. And frequently not terribly super. Like, notice all the times on Little Mario. That's not Super Mario, that's regular Mario. Okay. You know, it probably did give me a hint, was giving me a hint that I could do something there. Slide is priority over shell. Provided Mario's upper body if he's big. Huh. Yeah, Mario's just Mario. I don't think that his genre of movie in either of them is superhero movie, right? Like the one with, oh god. With the weird-ass Goombas and everything. How'd I do that? Isn't the Super Mario Bros. Which one? The original one definitely is not a superhero movie. The one with the, like... Oh, God. Who was even in that movie? It was such a weird movie. New one? Oh. I was in the... Like... I don't know. I think that that's more in just, like, the fantastical adventure kind of genre. Like, Narnia isn't a superhero movie, and it has basically the same story beats, except, you know... How did they even get in there? Oh, for Pete's sake. Bob Hoskins, thank you. Yeah, Mario doesn't wear a spandex suit. Let's consider that to be the saving grace of the movie. It wouldn't look good on him. Like, Mario's Italian. He'd be hairy as all hell. There we go. Alright, let's keep the shell this time. So I can just kill the Hammer Bro. Speaking of Super Mario movie, what do I think of the gal? I've not seen anything about it yet. So I don't have any opinion yet. There we go. I might one day acquire an opinion. I just don't have one yet. I saw the first one after a funeral. It was nice. Right. This section right here is weird. Can I... Nope. Cannot kill Fuzzy. Can't talk to your friends about it because Brie Larson said it? Okay. I know nothing about this person. I can't tell what you're supposed to do. Can I swim in that? No! Ah, I think that's it. It's swimmable water. Didn't trust the plan. Alright, there we go. That's a PB. Okay. Hey, Midway! That's in the form of the letter 4. The number 4. Okay, press up to continue. Mario, here's the fort, finally, but I still haven't seen a single... Oh, well, here's the fort. Finally, I haven't seen a single Thwomp. Thwomp boss. Foolish Mario. If he wanted to see a Thwomp, all he had to do was look up. Too slow, Thwomp boss. Time for me to totally pwn this noob. Oh, it's a Thwomp boss. Okay, I hate the Thwomp boss. The problem with the Thwomp boss is getting it to get hit the first time. It's weird. That's the hardest hit you'll have to get on the Thwomp boss ever. Every subsequent hit, really easy. Okay, maybe not really easy, but fairly easy. Like that. Boop. I win, but I only got 4 dragon coins, so I don't really win. Where the hell did the other dragon coin go? Just like the Thwomp boss too, it's true. Letter 4 and the number N. Let's see the credits, I guess. Screen Only Pipes by Green Hammer Brother. Sadly not Fusoya. Like, the fact that he wrote it, or the fact that he's not Fusoya? Wall Jump Blocks V3 Arinso. Hammer Bro, Mikie. Level Ender, Mikie. Hoping, Thwomp Boss, Yoshi Cookie Zeus. Super Mario World Redrawn, Ice Goon. Super Mario Bros. 3 Underground, Ripped by Tornado. Super Metroid Criteria, Britopode, and Rykon. DKC2 Chainlink Chamber by Edit 1757. Fancy Castle by Gamma V. Hunk. I no wo to Torimodosu Dese. Holy Order Soul. Crash Bandicoot The Lost City MIDI Guy. PM64, Crystal King, Battle, Mega Man 2, Victory, Jimmy, Playtesting, Dipsl, 1437. Special thanks to smwdb.me, Internet Archives, Wayback Machine, for helping me counteract SMW Central's revisionist history. Okay. Old school SMW for putting every sprite block and the site on a single page. It's true. That was pretty awesome when that happened. Alright, well that was the credits. We have to figure out the other part. Hammer's Pipes are post 2010. Oh, that's why. Actually reliable credits. Yeah. Alright, so where is this other dragon coin? There's something funny going on. Because it's a 2-exit level. The castle's in the shape of a number 4, which is vexing, to say the least. So I get the feeling that I might have missed something important by letting my jump be a little bit lower than it could have been. I might look in Lunar Magic to make sure I'm not being trolled, though. But given those credits, I kind of doubt I am, because it looks like there's an awful lot more in there than there should have been. Dragon Corn is up. There we go. I'm taking no chances. Come on. Oh. It's a more differenter Mario. You know, I don't actually need the shell anymore. Goodbye, shell. It does fit mildly, I suppose. This right here is weird. A very easy obstacle to get past. So it makes me wonder if there's a hidden block or something right here. In that area there, in the Thwomp boss, there's a... Alright, well, that looks less promising now. Maybe that's it. Well, we'll take another look. Assuming I can get back up there. What even hit me? I guess I hit the puncher there? That's annoying. Okay. I love those blocks. I love them so much. This is probably one of the cases where I'm going to be very curious to see who actually made this level. Because for the most part, I don't actually care that much who made what level, like, in the grand scheme of things. But clearly whoever made this has a big old chip on their shoulder, and I'm just really curious about it. There we go. Beautiful. Come on. You know you want to. Okay. Still weird, this Hammer Brother part right here. That still weirded me out. Okay. I think you need to be ducking there to actually make that jump. Or small. That works too. So the line I heard when duping, and this is what I heard many a year ago, is you want to chuck the shell roughly when it's at the roughly when the block is right around where Mario's dick would be. Maybe not. Alright, in the interest of not doing that again, I also just want to look at this particular castle, like, right here, because I like the fourness of it. It's very four and square, you see? I appreciate that. Okay, and I want to have at least a mushroom. You heard me say that already? I mean, I say a lot of things already. Now, there's a pipe on the left-hand side in the cutscene. I guess we'll try that. I guess you just enter this and hope it kills him. Because otherwise you're just kind of stuck. Oh, I can get out of there. Okay, well, whatever. We did what we came for. Except now I did not get the midway. Right, okay, cool. I can just die. It was a fast pipe? Alright, so let's see what we have now. Here's a door. It's a ghost house. I decided to compromise and burn my least interesting PLDC level. The P stands for pinball, right? PLDC? Insider connected. CLDC event quests. Earn these 4 badges by completing tasks in Super Mario Pinball. Complete Res Nor mode. Collect 1-ups. Score 100,000 or higher. Start Res Nor mode with at least 1 P-switch activation. Play basic info. Okay. You have total control of Mario at the bottom of the screen, but no control anywhere else. Hold R to change the flipper position. Shoot the 4 targets in sequence to get a 1-up. Your progress is displayed in your star count. Res Nor mode starts as soon as you collect 70 coins, so be careful. Exit the overworld and re-enter to escape pinball. Badges are saved to SRAM. Use invisible door above message box if you lose your dragon coins. Well, that's good to know. Pinball credits. Font ampersand, stationary bumpty Russian man, diagonal beans Jeff, P-switches Mario fan gamer. Here we go, remix by Hooded Edge, Customizel Resmore by Kevin, Uber ASM retry by Kevin. This was not expected, and suddenly I'm very excited about this level in a way I wasn't a few minutes ago. Okay, I see where this is going. So, like, I have no control. I can change the flipper position. Okay, that's valuable to me. Enter Res Nor mode with at least 1 P-switch act. I should have read those more carefully. I have made no meaningful progress? It went through him. Right, that's not how flippers work. Only the right thing does this, not left. I need to read the rules again. Well, I found a loop. Probably just let him dead bounce. Maybe I don't understand what I'm trying to do here. There's something really funny about having your flippers go through him. Only the right shoulder button does this, so I can cradle Mario. If I do left, nothing happens. If it's right... And I'm not really sure it's working. But I should probably just reread the thing. There we go. Alright, that explains a few things. So Res Nor mode starts when you reach 40 coins. I should have cradled, okay. Or 70 coins. Alright, let's go back. Okay, I want to read the instructions again. But I am very amused by the pinball thing. Oh wait, what? Okay, there we go. We're not flipping tables, but we should be throwing them around. P stands for pinball. Now I'm wondering if this person knows who I am. Seriously, I looked it up recently. I have a lot of insider-connected things. Okay, read the rules one more time. Full control, shoot the 4 targets in order to get a 1-up. I don't care about that. Resno mode starts as soon as you collect 70 coins. Be careful. Okay. So what I want to do is complete Resno mode. Score, that's a lot of score. Start Resno mode with 1 P-switch activation. With 1. Oh, okay, so only 1. So basically, use the P-switch well enough to get through Resno mode. I get this. Okay. I love how these things on the side that have no impact whatsoever, it seems. Come on. Come on, hit it! I was actually watching the Washington Pinball Finals yesterday. Really good game of Black Knight. A couple good games of Black Knight in there. Yeah, this is one of those definition of insanity things. I need to get the angle right to make that work. Seems like the left flipper's a little bit low and slow. Wait, no, don't go down! That... Oh, I thought that was gonna work. This is janky and hilarious. 100,000 doesn't see... 100... Oh, well. Oh! Ah. We might be here for a bit? Yeah, we might. Like, this is someone clearly who liked Sonic Spinball as a kid. Because honestly, Sonic Spinball kind of sucks. It's not real pinball! Like, I want to see Resnor mode. I like Resnor mode, presumably. Do I need to get all of the Insider achievements to... 69. I almost did it in one go. Okay. This is so silly, and I love it. Anyway, all contests are QLDC now. Just want to point that out. Not that I'm complaining in this one instant. In this micro instant, even. Resnor mode! Oh no, no, Resnor mode! You know, I'm really glad in normal pinball there's no fireballs. It's not that I know of. Ah! Alright, did I get... I started Resnor mode. Do I get a thing for that? At least it's not 6-7, it's true. Fish Plinko level? That would be cool. One of the first puzzles I worked on for the mystery hunt was, what was it, like, New Gen Brain Rot? Where all of the non-trivial number of the words were replaced. So I have to do all these in one go, I guess. I think that's what it's telling me. So that's a lot. Alright. Oh, complete Resnor mode. That's why. I thought it just said start it. Never mind. I was rather proud that I identified one of the words that no one else did. I recognized get. Not an ass man by any means, but you know, at least I know the word. $62. That's gonna be tricky. I was so close on Resnor mode. This pinball table leaves something to be desired in the sense there's like only one thing to do. I don't think Server put out something that lame. You know. Or maybe they would something new Star Wars table. What's funny is I don't really love either of them. Like, old Star Wars is okay. I don't love it. The new one, I'm not sure about. And the thing was, there's like a bunch of different ones. You've got the I mean, basically between, like, the Avengers license and everything else, you see an awful lot of Pinball with the same sort of licensings. Bizarrely, I like the Avengers one. Well, no, X-Men. X-Men's the best one of that class of table for me. I just want to get one of these. Almost at 10. I did get 10,000. Hit it! No. Maybe... right about here? Nah, that didn't help. Oh yeah, I also identified the word mewing, which was funny. Ow. Don't care much for newer Star Wars. I love pod racing. Pod racing is fun. Oh, get the corners in order to do something. Got it. Maybe. That might be a dead ball. Green bean, go! Also, props for using Jeff's green beans in a not completely evil way. Probably reset it, so trying to get this isn't going to help me much. Yeah, I don't think that works. That had a launch. Oh, I could just jump. Interesting. Yeah, I could just jump off of that. I don't think that's what I want, but it's an option. Jesus. Come on! Yes. Yes, please waste my time. $54. No dice. Not to mention how difficult it is to actually hit that switch again. Maybe the opposite way. I mean, it's very possible that I end up hitting one of the targets out of order, and that breaks everything. Usually the way pinball works is if you hit something, you get to keep it even if you get it a little bit out of order, if that makes sense. It depends upon the modes, though. I am looking forward to discovering who did this one. Like, quite literally. Was mildly annoyed at first, and now I'm actually having fun. I got 1 coin. Please, more than 1 coin? Wow. I got nothing out of that. Yeah, I should have gone for the bumpty. This bodes poorly. Wow, I'm not dead. Ah, I'm dead. Feels more like a QLDC thing? Yes. Instructions said you make your progress in the star count? Oh, okay. I haven't even been looking at that, because I was like, what does that mean? Okay, does... No, that didn't do it. 1. Okay, it does say 1 now. It is not erased by... It is erased by touching the other ones. Okay. So in order to do that, you would need to do that without touching the others, which is a bit of a problem. Yeah, I could jump down here. When I'm down here, I have complete control. I can move my way around, but otherwise, I'm at the whims of the bouncies. I got the 1. Immediately touch the other. You get a lot of points just by hitting the bumpties in sequence, though, and more than once. But I really do need to get the Reznor mode. I feel like the complete Reznor is the easiest of those tasks. When I do insider pinball things, I frequently consider which are the easiest of those tasks. The one for this month, unfortunately, or the one that they've released recently, is just literally play the Star Wars pinball one. It's like start Hoth multi-ball, start Death Star multi-ball, which, yeah, okay, whatever. Get the... Huh? I think that got me more than time. Signs point to yes, actually. Hey, I started in one go! Maybe. Oh, that was a terrible idea. Yeah. Alright, well, let's see if that qualified, I guess. Knew you get stuck in there? Yeah. Is it not for shifting and drifting so drastically? Yes, it has. It definitely has defied expectations in a very pleasant way. Because I started playing this, I'm like, yeah, he's probably like trying to be like Hyper 6, Luigi's Misfortune, whatever that is. And then it's QLDC. Come on, come on. Ah! No, it didn't count. I did start it. I mean, I guess it was technically 2 hits, so I guess that doesn't count. Alright. I was hoping it would be cool, though. China's still cool. I do think I probably should be using the cradling option a bit more than I have been. The problem is I want to use it like it's real pinball, and that's never going to work. There we go, it's 1. And that's going to touch another one. And middle, straight down the middle. Well, that's an interesting thing, so I can use that as a consistent setup for the other one if I want to. That didn't hurt things, and it literally put me back where I started, so if all I want to do is achieve a score, I could technically do this by just holding down these buttons for a while. So I could easily cheese the score thing if I was willing to waste a ridiculous amount of time to get 200 score over and over. I'm not. So, we're gonna do something else. Periodically, you'll come across a pinball machine that has like a broken up kicker or something, and you can run into situations where you could theoretically do this kind of thing. Just like loop the machine over and over. But like, it's boring, and I think it's sometimes bad for the machine. So I would not recommend. That was not what I meant to do. So close, yet so far away. Again, so close, but so far away. Didn't mean to do that. Didn't even touch the thing, actually. What's interesting is you have control below a certain portion of the screen. So, like, I can shift... You know, actually, I should never drain down the middle, because I do have control at that point. Like, I don't have control right now. But, like, when he falls below a certain point, I have control. It's not him touching the ground that affects this. It's that he's below a certain plane, I think. Come on. Doo-doo-doo. They'll be bad for the arcade game, yeah. They're usually quick, it depends. Like, sometimes I'll go and talk to the people up front about the issue. And, like, sometimes it'll be, just pull the plug on it, please. We'll fix it when we can. The worst one I've ever seen, quite literally. Dude had completely broken the faceplate of Medieval, like the front glass for Medieval Madness. Just completely gone. Best one I've ever reported, I got the ball stuck in the castle of Medieval Madness. There's like this toy in the middle of Medieval Madness, which is a castle, and like you want to it kind of does a fake explodey thing, which is cute. But I got stuck in the articulated part of that, which was hilarious. Like, the guy coming to service us wasn't, like, coming over to look at it, wasn't even mad. He was just impressed. I would assume anger issues. I mean, this particular bar does get a lot of, like, younger, not really, like, younger, but, like, college-age people. And there is a lot of drinking that happens there. I'm not even gonna begin to deny that. So I'm just gonna assume dude was very drunk and mad that he'd lost his ball and slammed it. I think what the story I got from somebody was that he had a wristwatch on. Oh, for Pete's sake. Like a metal one, and slammed it down. I know those glasses are meant to take a certain amount of abuse. Like, it's pinball. The ball will hit it sometimes. God, I really wish I could, like, do a good pass, but, like, I can't really predict where anything is going to happen. That's close to what I want? No. But yeah. I do like that place. But I will not hesitate to admit that that is the likely outcome there. I'm just hungry. I'm really glad I cheated my way into getting this. I wasn't feeling great about this entry. Jump! That was a tremendous waste of everyone's time. So was he drinking? I mean, it's a pretty common thing. Most places in Seattle that have pinball are bars, even the bigger ones. There's maybe 2 or 3 that are all ages, but not many. Like, Just the Tap is. Icebox is. I think there's one more. I don't remember where the other one would be. Oh, the pizza place. Down in, like, near the airport. That place is all ages. Went there to play Metallica once. And, as I was trying to do, like, something very specific to get a badge. Shocker, that, ain't it? And these 2 little kids wanted to watch me play. And just got right up in. I'm like, I need a little bit of space to jostle the machine and stuff. Otherwise, you're happy to watch it. The dad came, oh, so sorry. I was like, I know, it's okay. I was this kid once. I know how this works. Like, really, no problems from my end. It's totally fine. I got one more. That might be a dead Mario. That was close. But yeah, most of the places are drinking establishments of some sort and generally don't allow children. Because they're bars. Alright, Mario's stable there. I can wait a second. Heard a few times when you were playing pinball, was at the soda event. There's another bar, it's like arcade, takes it to. It's loud. Oh, it's very loud. Any sneaky laundromats? Not that I know of. Only want one specific table. If you don't start playing the lottery, probably not able to afford it. What table is it? Yep, I was a kid once. Imagine that. Also, I didn't realize how much louder pinball is without the back glass on. When I was at MagFest, they were doing some repairs on the Black Knight 2000, and dude was like running the ball through its paces without, playing a game. And yeah, it was just very loud. Glass having insulative properties. Who would have guessed? That didn't even count? Or maybe I landed on something else. Attack from Mars? Ah, yes. You mean the not Pinball 2000 System 1. The bar I'm talking about actually has Attack from Mars, like 2 tables away from the Medieval Madness. I want to say there's at least 2 of those in Seattle, Attack from Mars, but I don't know if the other one is. It might be at Shorty's. Or Jupiter. More likely a Jupiter. Runs 12 ground? Yeah, it sounds about right. They had the sequel to Attack from Mars at GDQ. Played a little bit of that. It's okay. I don't love Pinball 2000. It's a little bit weird and gimmicky to me. Pinball 2000 is like these much shorter tables, if that makes sense, that use a lot of video mode nonsense. And while it is funny to have like a mecha... What was it? It was like Mecha Abe Lincoln fighting a giant chicken or something. I forget what was happening. I just prefer to play regular pinball, where there's normal stuff happening. Attack from Mars is fun, though. Monster Bash is good. Twilight Zone, yes, I have. Twilight Zone is really good if you find the machine in good working order. That's the problem, though, is the machines are not always in the best condition. And especially for older machines, it can be kind of rough. If, like, a feature you want to play with is working. Don't want that OG? Yeah, no. You want the original, I get you. I don't know if the one at this place is one of the remakes. I think the Medieval Madness is an OG. I want to say one of the other ones is a remake. Like the Monster Bash is a re-release. I'm gonna get one of these. I don't know which. Oh, wait, hold up. I'm at 3. Ah! Okay, well, that was progress. I almost made it. Come on, hit it. Nope. I wish these other things were switches. There's so little to do in this machine. Addams Family? Oh, Addams Family's great. I once went and played every Addams Family in Seattle one day. That was fun. There's like, I don't know, 5 or 6 of them. I'm trying to remember all the places I went. I went to, I think I started Admiral because I was doing some pinball thing. There's an Addams Family at Jupiter. There was one at Shorty's. I think I went to Coindexter's too because there was one at Coindexter's at the time. And then there was one at Adaball. Still is one at Adaball, but there used to be one too. And they play very differently depending upon if it's like the remake version or the original. Mostly because of the strength of the left flipper, bizarrely enough. Yes, left flipper. I had to think for a second there. The trick here is the left flipper on Addams Family isn't strong enough to go up the center ramp, so you have to do it off the right flipper. But in the remake, the left flipper is frequently strong enough that you can actually just make it. And that changes the nature of the game quite a bit because you can get a lot more bear kicks. Sounds funny, but that's what they're called. And the bear kicks are your gateway to like your first extra ball. And then if you get enough bear kicks, I think it spots you mansion stuff. I don't remember what the other parts do. It was amazing, yeah. Attack from Mars 2023 Retro Pinball Review called it a success of esteem rather than sales. I wasn't paying attention. About 1/6 of the machines, the best-selling Addams Family released in 40. Yeah. I mean, honestly, Addams Family is just really good. I can't believe that actually worked. Like, it has a lot of nice features. The only thing I don't love about it is the friggin' magnet. I have cooled massively on magnets as I've learned more pinball. Because typically what ends up happening at some point is the magnet just hoses you, and you're just like, woo, that was fun. I sure enjoyed having the magnet throw the ball straight down the middle. Which happens more often than I care to admit. What was the one I was playing recently where I was like really mad at the magnet? I think it might have been an X-Men machine. What machine was I playing? Oh, Guardians. Guardians of the Galaxy. That was the machine I was playing. I was playing with my sister and my mom, and I gave them advice about which modes to start in, because it gives you a choice when you... Oh, I'm so dead. I'm surprisingly less dead. Dang it. Have fun with Pin Mario Ball. Gotta head to bed. Fair enough. Sleep well, Daizo. Just gonna keep talking about pinball, because what else do I have to do here? Remember when I said I might actually finish tonight? I don't think I am. Like, I want to achieve one of the friggin' achievements. That's all I want. If I can get the one up, that'd be good. Like, that gets me the one. The problem is getting the two. Because the one always puts me back on the right flipper. There's not a lot of good ways to get from one flipper to the other without transiting through those. Or we'll do this. This is actually really good in terms of starting in one go. If that hit me downward, that would have worked out perfectly. Really bummed that I got that 6-9 like the first time I did it and I'd never do it again. It's kind of the nature of pinball sometimes. Like, your very first game you play is your best game ever. It just happens that way sometimes. Bisbit's first game of Foo Fighters beat my, like, PB by a fair amount, and I was pissed. So I've played a decent amount of Foo Fighters. It's not my favorite pinball game of all time, but it's pretty decent. It was a while I was playing it because, like, it would just give out free games far more often than the other games would. And I'm like, hey, a quarter saved's a quarter earned. Also, Glitch Cat, when we were playing, I was playing a game, pinball game next to him, the Embryon. Embryon, yeah. And he was playing Foo Fighters. And what if I said I'm not like the others? And I'm like, you know, it occurs to me after all of these years of playing Foo Fighters pinball. That's what he's saying. I thought he was saying one of these things is not like the others, a la like Sesame Street. I am about to die. I didn't want that. Yeah, works fine. Balls. What's up, Nathan? How you doing? Thank you for the good luck. I'm so shocked the pinball's here again. But yeah, it was funny. I only ever play Foo Fighters in pretty loud places, and I don't really pay attention to the music. If there's anything that will make you less enthusiastic about a band's music, it's listening to the songs in the pinball machines. Like, I like Iron Maiden. I don't want to play the Iron Maiden machine all that often, nor do I want to listen to the 4 songs coming out of it. I mean, Iron Maiden does it slightly better than some. Metallica is also kind of annoying. I don't think there's anyone. Rush is so weird. No, not Rush. Rush is fine. Rush is a little bit weird. Led Zeppelin is so weird. Like, your songs are your modes. Not that there's a mode that... Not that there's a song that goes with a mode, if that makes sense. Like, the shots you need to make change as the song itself progresses. So it's a really weird pinball machine. I don't see it in the wild very often, and I'm not all that sad about that. Like, it's okay. I guess the last place I played it at was kind of broken. But... excellent. Glad to hear it, Nathan. We discussed you briefly yesterday, with Fries calling you a furry because of Cookie Monster, which was very amusing. I am so looking forward to finding out who made this. Most weird pinball machine. Ooh. That's a good question. One sec. I'm trying to get it. Nope. That got me back to 1, which was cool. Weirdest pinball machine. I know. It's Orbital. Orbital's fucking weird. They had it for a little bit at a ball, and then it went away because it was easy to break or something. It's not played on a standard field, and there's stuff that... There's like motors or something that move the ball. It's so weird. It's played on this like injection molded piece of plastic. And so you shoot the ball and it goes someplace you'd never expect because it looks, between the bad lighting and like the fact that it's painted well to hide the contours, it looks like it's a flat thing, but it's not. And like you're playing and it orbits the like, you think you've lost the ball and it just whoops right out of the hole and suddenly you're still playing. And it's like completely impossible to control. It's bizarre. Absolutely bizarre. Would not recommend. Especially if the first time you're playing it is when you're slightly tipsy. Because you're just like, what's going on, bro? The entire time. I'm hoping I can figure this out. It kind of is, but also your games are really short because like there's not much you can do, and there's not like a lot of modes. This is like a very like 70s-ish machine, I want to say. Maybe early 80s. I don't know, I'd have to look it up. It's just a weird machine. I keep trying to influence the Mario, but I know that that's not how any of this works. The old 3 bouncer is pretty good. I really wish that was wider. There's something like this. Nope, nothing like that. Unless I got a bumpty hit. Other ones that are weird, like the Pinball 2000s ones, like I mentioned, the sequel to Attack from Mars, like playing it kind of half in terms of it being video and half in terms of being pinball. Baby Pac-Man, also a very weird one. It's half Pac-Man, half pinball. The problem is it's not very good at either of those things. It's not very good pinball, and it's not very good Pac-Man. But it is fascinating to play. Basically, you play Pac-Man, and then when you go out, there's a couple of holes at the bottom of the maze. And when you go out those holes at the bottom of the maze, it takes you into the pinball mode. If the pinball mode is not ready because you haven't earned it, they are closed off and the ghosts just kill you. So good luck. That might do it. If it requires all of the... Oh, God. Ah! Ah! No! God! Oh! I should have held right. Finally, like, really old pinball machines can be really gnarly, too. My personal favorite one is in terms of, like, really old, we're talking, like, 40s, 1930s machines, is Humpty Dumpty, because it was the first pinball machine to use flippers, which sounds like a humongous innovation until you actually look at the machine and realize they're mounted backwards. Instead of flipping upwards into the middle of the machine, they flip outwards. It's so weird looking, but it's a fun machine. Not too hard to roll if you play it for a little bit. I think Fistbit rolled it when we were playing it at one of the pinball conventions forever ago. Humpty Dumpty machine? Yes, it's egg themed from what I remember. But like, it's old, so there's no like modes or rules or sounds aside from like the bumper noises. Like, it doesn't have much theming beyond, look at the back glass. Kind of like an awful lot of the other, like, or kind of like a lot of like the 1960s machines, which are like, they have a theme and it's barely in there. Like, this is about going to the beach. Okay, cool. There's girls in bikinis and dudes wearing surfing shorts because it's the 1950s and that was cool, 1960s and that was cool. Like, it's not like today where like Wolverine yells at you when a mode starts and things. Ever played Metroid Pinball? No, I didn't. What's up, Brinth? Pretty fun, actually. Kind of want to play it if it was around. So if you want to know about what pinball machines are around, I heartily recommend pinballmaps.com, I think? I'd have to look it up. Oh, hey, 2,000. Nice. I actually pay money to them because I like the service they provide, even though it's unnecessary. You have a Patreon. Since I've been using their service a lot in the last couple of years. But you can look that up to see what machines are local. Sometimes you can find some really interesting things. New places that you haven't been to yet, or just, I need to play Machine X. Where do I find Machine X? Just that kind of thing. We're not really making any progress here, are we? Nose reel, you didn't make it up. Oh, good. But yeah, like, really old machines like that don't make it to arcades much. They're more likely to be found in, like, museums and the like. Or at cons. People will bring them to cons sometimes. Sometimes you get like really ancient machines, which is kind of fun. There was one that didn't have a scoring mechanism that me and Fiskbit played last one. And this dude was using image recognition AI stuff to try to actually see people's scores in real time, which was kind of cool. Except it didn't work so well because the lighting was kind of bad compared to when he trained it. And so it would think that, like, you hadn't scored anything when you'd actually scored quite a bit because the reflections of the, like, the whole place is at a convention center, and so it's, like, harsh fluorescent lighting. Lovely. That's what I wanted there. So it just didn't work that well, but it was still a cute idea. Transporting pinball machine is a lot of work. Yeah, I have a lot of appreciation for people who make that happen for the pinball thing. Closest in Ohio. That might be the closest to me, too, in all honesty. I don't think it's that common of a machine. Assuming it's even working, right? That's a big problem with an awful lot of these older machines is it takes a decent amount of technical know-how to fix some of them. Older ones are nice, like they have like the circuit diagrams and the parts are more likely to be off the shelf. But still... There was a video from, like, the 8-bit guy a while ago, I think, where he and his... Because he started an arcade, where he and his buddies worked on a baby Pac-Man to bring it up to spec. Which, if you want to see the machine, that's a good way to see it. The one at Adaball isn't in a great shape. And there was one at, I want to say, the Unicorn down in Capitol Hill. I don't know if it's still there. But it also wasn't in great shape. Like, no baby Pac-Man's in great shape. But they're still playable and they're interesting, so... I think I might just go for 10,000 or 100,000, because, like, if I'm not, like, trying to avoid other stuff, this is not, like, the hardest of the tasks. And I feel if I complete one of the tasks, it'll give it to me. If it requires all the tasks, I'm not finishing this. I'm just going to write my notes. As it stands, I'm already not finishing tonight. In all honesty, if this hadn't been pinball and it had instead been some other wacky QLDC idea, I might have just already forfeited. But because it's pinball... And next time I have a good score going, I want to stop and read chat for a minute. I'm actually pausing instead. Mario Pinball? The Mario Pinball machine's actually pretty good, decent. The miserable part about it is it's just got a lot of, like, flashing stuff. Like, I don't like to be blinded when I'm playing pinball. I like to be able to see what I'm doing. X-Men in particular, the newer one, is actually really interesting in this respect, because when you go to the future, it starts, like, blacklighting everything, which is cool, but also makes it harder to see. And in the danger room especially, because you're playing on a smaller field, you want to be able to see what you're doing clearly. So there's a little, like, lamp that turns on when you're in the danger room, and it's the future. Which I think is just adorable. Oh. Specific thing I'm playing. Oh, not Mario Pinball. Fair enough. Mario Pinball, yes. I mean, this one I'm talking about is a proper Gottlieb Williams machine. I'll post some pictures in Discord later. But it was a cool machine to play for a couple reasons. One big one being that it was signed by Charles Marnet. So, Glitchcat was playing it, and we were looking at the back glass, like, oh, that's weird. Wonder who signed this. He's like, it's gotta be Mario. It says, like, Wahoo and all this other stuff. I'm like, yeah, but there's gotta be more to the story than that. And there was. So Glitch Cat knows the pinball guy, Pinball Mike, and asks him, so what's the deal with this? And it turns out Pinball Mike had actually taken the machine... oh, please. I panicked. Had taken the back glass to a con where Charles Marnet was and got him to sign the thing. And he actually got him to say all of the things that he signed, which was really cool. There's two variants of the Mario Pinball. One's a smaller machine that's like meant for kids. And if you see it at like a pinball convention thing, it's usually in the kids area. I've played it, it's okay. But like, it's very small. Yeah, I'll post it. I'll post a picture of this. It's one of those things I'm like, oh, I should have taken a picture of this. So I asked someone if they would. Glitchhead said he would, and then one Big Eye, I think it was Big Eye, did actually post it for me. And so I'll copy some of those over in Discord. Because that was fun. I held this high score for Umbreon, for the better part of that week, too. I was pretty proud of that. I couldn't do anything good on Foo Fighters. My Kung Fu Fighter just isn't good enough. Oh, God, I'm getting tired. How much control do I have over this? Only at the bottom, it's true. What else was really cool pinball-wise? I really haven't done much pinball recently except at MagFest. I thought I might play a little bit of pinball depending on what happened for Mystery Hunt, but like, one, pinball was never relevant. I was kind of hoping there might be like a scavenger hunt thing, like show a pinball score, but I don't think that ever happened. And if it did, someone else did it, I didn't. There's a pinball place not far away from MIT's like visitor center, which is kind of close to where all the hotels are too. I actually stayed at a new hotel for once. I've stayed at the Marriott a number of times. I've stayed at the Kindle a few times. The Kindle's actually really nice. It's kind of like if your grandma owned a hotel. Every room is kind of different. It has like little quilts and things. It's actually quite cute. Oh, I died. Fun fact, you found a retro gaming club here. They have 60 arcades, all retro, and 40 pinball tables, so you can remember. That's not a bad idea. It's nice to play pinball in an environment where you're not, like, worried about quarters. The only problem I have with it is if there are kids around, or people who are stupid, they'll start, like, a 4-player game, play 2 balls, and leave. And I'm like, I just want to play one game of X-Men! I don't want to drain fucking 12 balls! So, that's my only complaint. Only thing you do on the Foo Fighter machine, I don't think they added an update for that. Foo Fighters isn't bad. It's just a funny machine. But it would be funny if they did actually add a cheating on your wife update for David Grohl. No kids, technically there can be, but they become... Yeah, then that's not as much of a problem. But like at MagFest, there was an awful lot of times where I'm like, I want to play this. Like Bond 60, I wanted to play Bond 60, like a game of that. One game. Someone started a 3-player game. And then walked away after 1 ball. Because they don't know how pinball works. Ignorance is not a sin, but it gets really annoying really quick, you know? Devastating news, you've been told multiple times you look like Dave Grohl. So, Foo Fighters is pretty okay. Like, as a machine, it's interesting. You have some options. It's a, stern thing. It has... how to phrase this? Whether or not you're playing on a premium makes a difference, I would say. I think I'm going to be tired to do this. I might just cheat myself a score just to see what happens and if it just drops a key. But, like, the thing is, it's already going to be 2, and I'm on a pretty normal schedule for myself, so I'd rather like to go to bed in the next half hour. Which is unfortunate, because I like pinball. But I might have to claim I'm defeated by this and come back to it later. But I definitely want to get one of them. I feel like it could... I mean, I could get one of them if I'm willing just to sit here and score 200 points over and over. So I could do this. Which would just literally get me 200 points on loop. But I have to sit here and wait. I think my favorite part of the Foo Fighters machine is the challenge mode. So one thing you can do on modern Stern machines... I don't know if you can do it on other modern machines like Jersey Jacks or whatever. But is if you hold both flippers, it'll put you into a menu. And from there you can choose what are called challenge modes, which are basically like, we're going to punt you directly to the end of the game kind of thing for wizard modes, which I think is really fun. And there's a lot of good ones. Avengers is really good. In fact, I would say in terms of value for your quarter, the Avengers challenge mode is one of the best. Because basically what you do is you go through a simulated fight with all of your Avenger buddies. You get a fair number of... Basically, you are on a timer, for one. But also... so it's like kind of set up like a Street Fighter match. So on one side there's the Avengers, on the other side there's like Black Dwarf and Sea Witch, and I don't know who the other people are, but whatever. There's the 5 or so villains you fight trying to get the Infinity Stones. And as time goes on, they hit you, so you lose HP, and eventually your Avenger will die. And if you drop a ball, you take a good chunk of damage. But you have 6 Avengers. That's a lot of time and a lot of ball. So you can do good in that one. That's the only challenge mode I've ever completed. They tend to be kind of long. I got close with Foo Fighters at GDQ. I got all the way to the big old mecha fight, and I thought I'd completed it, but then it ended it. I think I timed out. I was so sad. What happens if the Avengers are dead but you still have a live ball? The flippers die, and it's game overs. So typically how this would work if you were playing on a real pinball machine is your flippers would die for a minute as it explains the rules of the mode, and then it kicks you into the mode itself. Balls. And then once the mode ends, it also kills the flippers, and you basically get to start the ball from scratch. Has been my experience in the few wizard modes I can achieve in pinball. I can get the one on James Bond fairly frequently, but honestly, it's also a fairly shallow in terms of like progression wizard mode. All you need to do for that is play the 2 different multi-balls, Bird 1 and Jetpack, and start, not complete, start both a villain and a henchman mode. Basically, in the event that I start a henchman mode, I generally immediately start aiming for this wizard mode because it's not that hard after that. The hardest thing is getting into the henchman mode, because you have to make one awkward shot when you're not in another mode. But that's all you have to do. Pinball be kind of crazy? Yeah, it can be. I've got into other wizard modes, but like that's the one I distinctly remember the first time going, what the fuck just happened? I was still playing! When the flippers died on me. Other really good wizard modes, Godzilla's. I highly recommend, if you have a Godzilla in your area, to play the wizard mode. It's King of All Monsters versus King Ghidorah. Basically what you do in that one is you start up, there's 2 parts to it. The first part, all of the level 1 modes are running at the same time. So you have what is it? You have Gigan, Megalodon, Ebera, and Titanosaurus all running at the same time. So all of those shots are lit, and you can make progress in all of these modes simultaneously. And you have about a minute. Hey, cool, I got a 1-up. That's one of the achievements. I can stop playing this, I think. That was complete accident and bullshit, but it's pinball, so you take those. It'd be cool if I got the second one, but I don't think it's gonna happen. Well, not with that attitude, it ain't. But anyway, what was I going? Oh yeah, and then after that, after the time runs out, or like, and you have full ball save for like 30 seconds, which is wonderful. After the time runs out, it kicks you into a 4-ball multi-ball, where all of the ramps are lit, and if you get all of the ramps, except one of them, there's one that's 6, 3 times, and then hit the final scoop, you will get a ridiculous amount of points. We're just going to play this one out until I die, and then they're going to call it good. Because it sucks to just end it there. It did suck to end it there. Anyway, that mode is really fun. I've gotten within a shot of completing it, but I did not mean to throw. I'm going to be honest. I felt really dumb. All right, let's see if that counted. Like I told you, I am on a normalish sleep schedule, so I cannot stay awake playing this pinball for far too long. It's lit! I would need all 4 of them. I don't see that happening tonight. Maybe we'll come back and try again later, but yeah, this was a level and a half. It was something strange. I'm looking forward to finding out who made this, because I kind of suspect that, I don't know, I'm half torn. I half think they might have done this because I like this, and that would be so cool if that was actually the case, because people never do things because I like it when these contests comes around. Like, they do things that Author Blues loves during QLDC with, like, someone in the Witch of the Blue Apples or whatever, or like this, or Fire making what was it, Rem, the Mario hack. I would be so edified at that. And if it doesn't, that's fine too, if this was just something they randomly did. But the fact that it did say PLDC does make me think it might be someone who I've seen in chat a few times, is all I'm saying. But it would still be so cool. Anyway, we might come back to this. We'll see. Alright, we're back to this. The more I think about this and looking at the title screen, I think this actually is someone I, like, know the name of. I've seen in chat. Because, like, I often complain about the lack of title screen messages. Holy cow, look at that. Well, I'm off to a good start for the score side of things. If I could do that again, I'd basically be there. But that's my current feeling, is it's someone I know. I see in chat often enough, because, like, that's a complaint that I make. Oh, no one's actually putting effort in the title screen things. Like, I don't mind if it's dumb or says something different, but, like, oh, look, it's Super Mario World. You didn't even edit the message. It gets a little bit old. Often complains about lack of pinball. It's also true. Last time there was pinball, or something even remotely close, it was last QLDC, and it was Hawaluta's level. Definitely go for more pinball in contests, it's clear. We're probably going to start Reznor mode. We are starting Reznor mode. We're probably going to die before finishing Reznor mode. Yep. What exactly am I planning on cheating and how? Okay. So the two things that... So there's 3 achievements I haven't gotten. One was get 1-ups. I just did that right now. It did mention it was saved to SRAM, so I didn't need to worry about it. The other one is enter Reznor mode with 1 hit of the P-switch. So what I think I can do, because my theory would be the way it's testing this, is simply seeing if you press the P-switch once and then enter into Reznor mode, I can just cheat myself a bunch of coins. So that one I think is pretty easy. Just set the coin value to 68 or whatever, and then hope I fall into the last coin. Odds are pretty decent I'll do that. I like this setup. Really wish I could find that more consistently, because that's awesome. As for score, it's the score. That's pretty easy. And finally, Reznor, the only idea I have here, because Reznor mode's dangerous because I'm getting hit, I can set my power-up state manually to something higher than 1, or the 0, and not die as much. I could probably just hack myself in a cape and make it so that I have more control over how I'm falling. That might help. So that would be the basic plans of cheating. I don't plan to cheat immediately, because, like, it would be cool to get things legitimately. Because, you know, it's cool to get things legitimately, in general. But, like, in the interest of time, there might be a point where I'm just like, I'm not doing that. It's like, I don't even want to start Reznor mode. What I want to do is land on top of that Bumpty again. Oh yeah, so I did also post about the weirdest pinball machine I've ever played on Blue Sky, because Orbital is such a weird machine. This is going to get me a lot of points. I had to look it up because I was curious. Turns out the bumpers are also like rotors, and so they're spinning, which results in even weirder stuff happening. Clearing Reznor would probably use your score. That's also true. Clearing modes is usually a good way to increase your score in pinball. The question when it comes to some modes, is the juice worth the squeeze? Like, in some cases, it's usually not really worth it to go and put the effort in to do, like, the multi-balls, some of them. Because sometimes the multi-balls, there's just not that many points to be had in the multi-ball itself. So if you don't bring in a mode stack, it's off. Sometimes it's just not worth it. Like, I often get mad about taking a multi-ball without a mode stack if I, you know, have been working towards a specific pathway in the game I'm playing. It just depends. An awful lot of modes are good, but some of them are better than others. Like, what's a mode I don't care for? I don't think of a mode that I will not... Like, there are modes I just don't like playing much, I guess. But oftentimes they're still worth it. Like, Wolverine mode in X-Men is probably worth it. But I basically never play it. Like, typically when it comes to X-Men, my goal is to do the Sentinel Factory one first. Because that's where I know I'm going to get the bulk of my points. And it's an easy way to get into the future really quick. And the future gets you a lot of points. And the future has some nice aspects of lacking danger. Like, you get like a 15-second ball save when you get into the future, which helps a lot. And I'm usually pretty good at doing the combos I need to exit the future pretty quick. It just depends. But also, I think I'm more likely to not die. Like, the thing about it, right, is most modes in most pinball machines don't add elements to the table. Because they can't. It's, you know, kind of infeasible. I guess that's not true. There are some pinball machines with weird stuff going on where they'll add stuff. That's typically kind of the crux behind some of the more fancy Stern ones. I was really hoping I'd touch it. No! Alright, well, that was unfortunate. Was most of the way there. Anyway, just makes me want to play pinball. I might go wander off and play pinball tomorrow. Meeting up with Fiskbit for a bit of stuff, and then I might just go downtown. Thanks for good luck. How you doing, Olga? Oh, 1,000's nothing to sneeze at. Yeah, the 1-up just doesn't get you any points, is the problem. There goes the coins, which is lovely, because you get... No, actually, you don't get score for coins. Huh. How unexpected. At what point do I gain control? Somewhere near where the, I'm not entirely sure, to be honest. I think it's basically where the gray stuff starts. Ah, for Pete's sake, I should have just gone right left. Reasonably fine. Oh, nice. Boing. Well, that was a good start. Actually, this should get me Reznor in one go. So that's one cleared. Reznor does give a lot of points. 4K a pop is nothing to sneeze at. Ah, it might have cleared the mode. Alright, we got one. Well, that was cool. And then this is also pretty cool. Alright, we did it again. One of those, like, once I've done it once, it wasn't that hard to do it again kind of things. Oh, I'm a sitting duck. Yeah, okay. I think I've hit all of them enough that they'll poof the moment I hit them. Cool, I cleared Reznor mode. Alright, that's 2 out of 3. Well, really 3 out of 4. Pause for a second. Block coins do not give points in SMW, a fact that you remember because there was a block in John Will's block tool called Super Mario All-Stars coin, which is a coin that gave you score 2. Huh! Alright, today I learned. That's interesting, actually. Never would have guessed that. Always learning something new about this dang game. That game being Pinball, not Mario World. I'm feeling more optimistic about, like, getting this stuff done legit now. Because now we're down to 1 actual challenge. Though I'm not convinced Reznor mode is the right way to get yourself a lot of points safely. Keyword, safely. Like, that's... Ooh. I was really hoping that would work. The key thing, I think, in terms of what you can do with your momentum is you should always be leaning into the direction Mario was going, as opposed to away from when you're trying to control. I think that's, like, the key element to not dying. Deep. Let's take it easy for a moment, just get some 200s. Okay. Just different? It's different in a bad way. That didn't help. Oh, that worked really well. Yeah, I found an auto setup. If I just literally were to hold it down B and right here, I would eventually win. It would take a very long time, but I get 200 a pop and it's safe. And I don't have to do anything to get it to work. So yeah, I have that. It's really boring, so I don't want to do it. But it works. And here it is suddenly not working. Interesting. Apparently I came in too hot for that. But yeah, I could just do this for like half an hour. But I don't want to. Because it's really boring. Oh, you can't enter Reznor mode a second time. There's not enough coins for it. Oh. Alright, well. Interesting. I want to be on the left flipper. I really want that setup where, like, I scored, like, 4 million points. Like, getting almost 10k there and getting the lives was cute. Not much point in cheating. As long as I don't die, there isn't. Like, honestly, the things that I was most worried about was not the point total. I felt like point total, as long as I pay attention, is doable. It just will take some time and doing. And that's gonna... No, I'm not gonna hit the bounce. Like, and I did mention, I do think I figured out the important physics thing, which is just lean into the movement every single time. Do not fight the Mario in terms of movement. But if I did want to cheat, like I said, I have an option. But I'd rather just be between the bumpties. Oh, no, I didn't lean into it. Well, Knowing what to do and actually executing are two different things, as we always know. Oh, that's a different one. But yeah, 1,000 per pop if I re-implement that specific jump. Resnor mode would score me a decent amount. Like, that one does a goodly amount of moolah. Relevant song is that if that's Pinball Wizard. My preferred silly arcade song is Pac-Man Fever. I got Pac-Man fever, driving me crazy. Pac-Man fever, I went out of my mind. It is. Yeah, Pinball Wizard's a weird song because it reflects a type of attitude that's been gone so long. Really, the entire thing. It's been gone so long, it's unrecognizable. It's a bit like sometimes you see those, like, World War II stereotypes of various countries, and you're like, what? Like, World War II stereotypes of Japanese people are pretty dang bonkers when you compare the, you know, the modern-day salaryman to the, in the words of The Simpsons, sandal-wearing goldfish tenders. But yeah, the attitude that pinball was something harmful and generally related to gambling is just something that doesn't make a lot of sense in the modern era because it's not. Are there people who gamble? Oh, absolutely. But it's not like, I forgot to lean into it. But it's not like it's its primary function. And in fact, there was a really important bit where someone demonstrated to the United States to someone in the United States government that pinball is a game of skill and not merely a form of roulette. And that got pinball to be very much more legal in places. Doo-doo-doo. So that's of interest. And Tommy reflects those attitudes because, again, 1960s, earlier, it was recorded in the 60s, it was The Who, I presume. But it's reflecting an older time frame's view on these things. Yeah, those World War II things are ridiculous. If you ever want to see, like, what I think is probably one of the more interesting ones that isn't Donald Duck, Donald Duck in the Fuhrer's face, which is still hilarious. I did not lean into it there. There shouldn't be an award for it, but if there was an award for most swastikas in anything ever, that particular cartoon probably has it. MTG's where the real gambling is? Yeah, I know, right? Like, those card packs. Christ. Wizards just has a license to print money. It's stupid. Common problem in pinball, once you get good enough at it to have desires to do things, is trying to figure out how to get the ball to the other flipper. Still not very good at the post pass. Lean into it. Always lean into it. Seeing Japanese black people in old Golden Age comics is just very uncomfortable. Yeah. I mean, part of it is we were at war with them, and there's a certain amount of, well, you don't treat your enemies all that well. At least Japanese certainly didn't to the Americans. But it is just kind of like very kind of cringe now. I do think the Popeye cartoon, I'm quoting its full title here, is "You're a sap, Mr. Jap," even though Jap is kind of a derogatory term, but basically the only people who would recognize it as such are people who lived through World War II. So your odds of that being an issue is pretty dang low. But it's full of that kind of nonsense with the sandal wearing, the coolie hats, discussions about face. And then Popeye literally punches a battleship apart. Because of course he does. That's the other thing in those, is like the Japanese are treated as particularly sneaky. Which is not an adjective I would describe Japanese people as usually. It's just kind of a weird derogatory one. Other than ninja, but ninjas are ninjas. That's kind of their thing. It's like saying sumo wrestlers are big. It comes with the territory. Oh, I might cheat at score, given some amount of expediency here. So if I get a few more like that, maybe not. Yeah, the funny thing is, I was looking into the pinball badge that I would need to get working on, like, basically tomorrow. Like, I don't know, like, because tomorrow's Thursday. It does seem like it overlaps with Thursday. 100,000. So, like, I get a fair bit of the way each time, but then I drop it after a while, because, like, a couple of reasons. One, I look at chat. Shouldn't look at chat. And two, I forget what I'm supposed to do. I can do this. I have an auto setup that would work perfectly fine. But I don't want to because it's boring. Let's see, I think it was about here? Like, that gets you an easy 100 and change. Or 1,000 and change. It was funny, I was watching a bit more of the Washington pinball finals. And one of the pinball machines, dude just absolutely wrecked face at. First ball, 2 million. Old school machine, so 2 million's a lot. The other dude just could not do anything near that good. Basically, that machine seemed to have, like, trivial multi-balls, if you knew the backhand shot. Nope, should have gone right. But what was funny is, as often is the case with electromechanical machines, there was a little bit of it that was broken. And so they went and drew an extra 0 on the score, because there was always an implicit 0 in the score. An explicit 0, which is really an implicit 0, because it should make your score look bigger. A la Mario World, that last digit of score does not matter. It is always 0. But at some point I'll get bored, but part of the reason why I really do want to get this legit is because I kind of suspect the person who made this is someone I see in chat frequently-ish. Because, like, between the PLDC, does the P stand for pinball? This is what I thought OLDC was. There's something that just says, I really wish I could remember. I feel like I've discussed this with a person in chat at some point. Ooh, no. Lean in. This is fine. Right here gets me that? Yeah. Yeah, that's a reproducible shot. With safety margins. It isn't going to take all night. So I get a little bit less than 4K off of that every time. Or I'll eventually drop it, okay. Some margin of safety. Lean in. I need to lock in. Get cracked. Maybe I'm wrong about that being consistent. Fun fact, as you're playing, the flippers in real pinball eventually get tired. Because they're based off of relay systems, and the longer the magnets are active, the less strength they can output, basically. So eventually it reaches the point where, like, there are shots you were making that you're not going to eventually be able to make sometimes. You can ameliorate this with fans, and people who own pinball machines frequently do. They go and add fans to various magnets and things, because the features themselves will occasionally do that. No, I didn't lean in far enough. Maybe I should just do the 200 thing. I was hoping for one more. That was a good start. There, I did lean in properly. And that was pointless? Not pointless, just not useful. I'm just gonna wait this out. Gonna wait this out. Have a decent amount of time to keep trying this. But sometimes with pinball, you just don't get what you want. Like, you just cannot actually manage the score. Didn't lean in the right way. You just can't manage the score you want to get. You just have to kind of go with it. Anyway, I was going to say the badges for this month. I haven't gotten any of the badges this month because I've been sick the week that they were doing one of them, and the other week I just didn't get to a place as I was traveling. There wasn't a good place to play connected pinball. And even then, I needed specific machines. I looked into it for one of the weeks I was on the East Coast. It was like 2 music machines. Okay, I like Foo Fighters, easy to find. Other ones, not so much. This will be worth a lot. Like, I could find a good Foo Fighters machine easy, but like Iron Maiden or something, a little bit harder. Rush, not often. Led Zeppelin, not often. I spawned a 1-up. A more differenter 1-up. Not worth any points, so I don't care, but you know, it's nice. No, that's not what I wanted. That was wrong. Anyway, this week is like 5 things with serious villains or whatever, so basically every Stern machine counts. Because almost all of them have some form of villain. I can't think of a machine. Maybe Rush doesn't? I think Led Zeppelin doesn't, I guess. Some of the music-based ones. Iron Maiden, of course, does, because Eddie fights the frickin' devil. That's like one of the last modes before you've completed the game. Number of the Beast mode. It's a human number. Well, that's a different move through there. This is something people actually do when they're playing pinball. We'll just wait out stuff. We don't want that hurry up. We'll just wait it out. We don't need it. Not uncommon. Or drop a ball out of multi-ball, so you'd be like, nah, I'm done with that multi-ball. I don't want that no more. I almost didn't lean into it. Almost. That was a dangerous move. But what I'm doing here is actually something that is valuable to learn in pinball. Find yourself a specific shot you can make, and make it over and over. And you'd be surprised. Sometimes that actually can get you a decent amount of points if you just get used to a specific shot. If nothing else, it teaches you to be a bit more precise. That was a waste. How close was I? It was one of the few cases where that, like, continuing that, or leading in was wrong. 1.4.1, okay. Maybe it's better to go for the Reznor, especially if I get it early. Because the Reznor will give me, like, 30k if I complete it. Or I will die horribly. But, like, if I get things like that, if I could just hit that shot 20 times, I'd be done by now. Then I get those. Like, it's not quite consistent enough. Yeah, it's true. Like, this stuff happens. Pinball. But yeah, just play 5 machines, basically. I'm pretty sure I could find the right type of machines almost anywhere. Any place that has a non-trivial number of Stern machines. That'd be pretty easy. Please? Nope. Well, maybe. Hitting that P-switch is really hard. Is really hard. That's not it. That is nothing resembling it. That's that shot. But worse. How long am I going to go on this? I think another 10 minutes, and then I might cheat. Because, like, I have a consistent way to basically do this. Like, I could just do the cheesy thing, and it would literally solve the problem. But then there's things like that. Out of my control. And I do have to do stuff at a reasonable hour tomorrow. Did mention I'm gonna hang out with Fistbit for a bit. Need to not be sleeping until noon. Not that I think I would right now. I'm on a reasonable schedule for once. That's a good cycle. I like that one. When that works. Nope. You haven't played any pinball since Magfest. I was tempted today. Wandered past the pinball place for a minute or so when I'm on my walk today and thought about it. Really did. But no pinball today. Tomorrow. Tomorrow I'll play some pinball. Oh, thanks for the follow. Really, Twitch just gives me a medium to talk about playing pinball. While playing pinball sometimes. It's kind of nice when that works. I still have the Saturn out. If we were actually bored enough, I could play Necronomicon pinball for a bit. Pinball palette cleanser. Which would be silly. I really do love that Necronomicon game. I'm not cooked. I mentioned to my sister that it was recorded in Boston. I need to send her the FMV, because she actually really does love the Boston Public Library. You know, having actually been there more than once. Have I been to the Boston Public Library? I've been to the New York Public Library. I don't think I've ever been to the Boston one. But it's kind of very gothic. Fits the Lovecraftian vibe well. He's the architect. He's the librarian. He's the zookeeper. Fun fact, I forget if it was Williams or Stern, actually did have a trademark on the term multi-ball. So other people had to come up with various silly ways of avoiding the obvious thing they wanted to call their more than one ball play. Eventually this expired. It might have been a copyright thing, but it eventually expired. Or maybe it was a patent, I don't remember. One of those legally things. And yeah, I almost died there. But it's one of those, they had to they have to say it's silly. It was... Oh, okay. Right. At least I'm beginning to recognize some of these as consistent-ish. That's not what I wanted, and that's going to make things awkward. Okay. Got my balls under control. It's always the thing you got to do with pinballs. Get your ball under control. I think it's more consistent if I'm, like, right there. Maybe that makes that shot consistent? Yeah, that makes that shot consistent. Thought I need to be on this... Okay, maybe not. Well, if it's going to be inconsistent this way, I'll take it. That was right here-ish? There we go. Yeah, that's a good shot when it shows up. Oh yeah, I don't think I have perfect consistency on that, but I'm getting somewhere with it. Damn it! All right, from the that shot is more risky than I thought it was. That's the thing about pinball, is a wild shot can be really good or really bad. It's better not to make wild shots. It's better to know what you're doing and be measured. But then sometimes it doesn't happen. So, but a wild shot is still better than a shot that's guaranteed to make you lose. Or why it's, you know, sometimes you just gotta tilt that sucker. And honestly, when you actually see those, like, huge saves, it is so cool. I'm not good at those. I had one really good Magna save that impressed someone who was playing with me. I never get my Magna saves to work. So a feature on at least Black Knight 2000 and Sword of Rage, there's the Magna save. So instead of having a right out lane, like, save light that says, hey, if you fall out this way, you get to go again. Which, you know, is what most machines have. If you meet the criteria, you get that. Instead, Black Knight qualifies you for the... Oh, no, 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 no! Yes! That was bad. This should get it under control. Yeah, that's good. So, Magna save. What you have to do... okay, that was closer than it should have been. Is when it's very close to the right side of the play field, and you think it's going to drain, you press the Magna save button. In this case, it depends upon which machine we're talking about. In the case of 2000, it is a physical button on the right side of the machine that turns on a big-ass electromagnet. Wall beans are magical? Oh, they are. That's bad, that's bad, that's bad. Okay, that's fine. There we go, perfect. We're so close, I just don't want to mess this up. Ooh, we did it! We surpassed it! I don't need to go for the high score. We hit the replay. Alright. I really hope this is the score I need, otherwise I'm gonna feel really dumb in a minute. But we got something resembling a strategy and executed on it. Let's see what it says. Let's see if I'm missing any of the achievements. I didn't mean to hit retry. Yeah, I thought it was 100K. We'll see in a moment. But yeah, that magna save, it's fairly high up, so you kind of need to know it's going to drain in both cases. That's the key to using that. It's not like the overdrive in Foo Fighters, you just hold it, or the life raft in Jaws, where you have to press it a little bit in advance. Alright, let's see. Through here. Okay, insider connected. We did it! We successfully pinballed. Ah, well, so much for doing that. Do we get some for it? We do! We don't. Alright, well that was worth the effort. How long did that take me? Just today. I did say by 1 I was going to give up, so this is fine. I'm glad I made it by then. It took me 40 minutes. I can live with that. I wonder how long that overall video is going to be. You a shock. I finally got it. Yeah, overall this level, I really liked the pinball thing, and I think if the entire level had been the pinball thing, I probably would have thought it was cooler. It's still a really cool level, but this is what I thought OLDC was, felt like kind of a spiteful thing. Not in a really bad way, but just in a, like, I want to spite the rules. Screw the rules, I have money. I have lunar magic, etc. But yeah, this one's going to be hard to write because of the multi-day thing. Is what is. Still had fun, and I still think this is someone who knows me. That's what I get out of this. If I'm wrong, I'm going to be shocked and disappointed. But I think it is someone who knows me.